county will take my taxes. Yangu ni kulipa taxes. Na ile kitu inanishangaza ukiona sometimes huwa nashangaa Wakenya tunakuanga aje. Yenyewe tunakuanga na nasemanga tunakuanga na ujinga juu. Yani watu wenye wako Sondu wakipigana wanapigana not because ati Mkale amechukua shamba ya Mjaluo ama mtu amechukua biashara ya wenyewe, but because there is this dispute of who should take the tax. Imagine tunapigana na wewe, mimi nasema huyu anafaa kuchukua, wewe unasema huyu ndiye anafaa kuchukua. Tunapigana ndo tupeane taxes. After all, if that tax is 10%, does it really matter who takes? Does it change whatever that will be deducted from my pocket?
It doesn't change. So
why must we fight?
So what's the way forward for these two counties?
The way
How
forward
can they
again
sort
is
out
the same solution. The same solution that Haiti needs. The wrong person should be removed.
Wow.
Because the wrong person, the root cause, if you want to solve a problem, look at the root cause. If you listen to Haiti, they are saying the root cause is we are fighting because the Americans are here. Wao ndio wanatuchochea because they have their own interest, and you know that. Now the cause of this is because the county governments cannot agree who should take what and what. The president is a good friend of the senator and the governor of Kericho County. Our very respected former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is a good friend to the governor and the senator of Kisumu. If they really want peace in that place, though I doubt that they want peace because politicians thrive in war. The same way Americans are thriving in wars in whatever country that they think can be ahead of them in terms of economy. That's why they are not willing to go away from Congo or the Haitis. You know, Haiti was at one point the biggest exporter of coffee and sugar. So they don't want them to grow. So they thrive in those chaos wakati tunapigana. If they really want to solve this problem, why don't they sit down with these people who are causing the conflict, the politicians, just have a conversation like the one we are having here.
Exactly, over a cup of tea.
Ukienda kwa Google Maps, ukigugu Kericho County ama Kisumu County, uzoom itakuonyesha boundaries. Ni nini hii kubwa yenye wanapigania? Ni kitu yenye wanaweza keti na wadesign. Hata bila kutumia judges, watumie Google Maps.
So moving on, Kim explains, jana kwa The Nation, Daily Nation headline ilikuwa things falling apart. Now, this is the situation between the president and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. Now, the situation hapa hivi kwa sababu wanasema it's like the reading from a different script, where Rigathi alikuwa anasema that Kenya Kwanza will sort out its shareholders. Priority hapa ni shareholders. Majority of people from Rift Valley and Central. Na watu walikampenia the government, right? The president in Nyanza, he made it very clear. And some people actually will interpret wakisema it is a response to the deputy president. He said, listen, the government is here for all Kenyans. Development matters, mambo ya resources itakuwa equally distributed. My question is, simply because it seems like these guys are talking from different scripts. Are things falling apart in State House? Ama in this Kenya Kwanza government?
I think maybe they are, maybe they are not. But one of the things zenye inafanyanga Rigathi Gachagua, hata kama hauagree na politics zake, one of the things inafanyanga Rigathi Gachagua pende is because huwa afungi vitu kwa akili.
Useme apendwe.
Huwa I mean kupenda mtu si lazima uamini na nini yake. Yani unapenda tu kumsikiza, usikie tu vile atasema juu. Anaweza sema neno tu ujue kasiri fulani ama ujue kitu yenye hauko unajua. So Rigathi Gachagua does not know how to suffer from the inside. Anataka itoe tuongelee, wacha moto wake tutazima. You see?
I like that.
Okay. The issue of shareholding. One thing I know is that Rigathi Gachagua does not mean that Kenya is a company as people are understanding.
So what does it mean? What does it mean?
In my understanding, and anybody who wants to understand him will understand. It simply means that the president wakati walikuwa wanapigania this presidency, the campaigns, walikuwa wanacompete wakiwa watu wawili. They had two economic agendas which are different. One alikuwa na trickle down, mwingine yako na bottom up. Once he takes the power, there are people who believed in the bottom up, there are people who believed in trickle down. Now that he is leading a bottom up in this guys, hiyo ni uongo, hakuna bottom up inapelekwa na Ruto. Lakini assuming that he was following the promise, this bottom up si kuna wenye wameiamini na kuna wenye walikuwa wameamini ile ingine. Once he gets to power, why should he give positions of power to people who believed in trickle down? Why should he? They don't at first they did not believe in his dream.
Yeah, those are people from a different ideology.
That is what he means.
Yeah.
But anyway, there is an important statement that Gathoni wa Mushomba, the MP for...
Now, before you tell me that statement, I know kuna watu to join sahi. Just to clarify, have a listen to what the president and his deputy walisema.
Okay.
Sisi lazima tungeangalia nyinyi. Hii serikali ni kampuni na ni ya shares. Si ndio? Ni ya shares. Kuna wenye kampuni, wale wako na shares mingi, kuna wale wako na chache, kuna wale hawana. Sasa nyinyi mliinvest kwa hii kampuni ya William Ruto na Rigathi Gachagua.
It is primitive and backwards for anybody to imagine that any region of Kenya cannot get development on account of how they voted. That is not right. That is not correct. And I want to assure the people of Kenya that we are going to move together as one nation.
There will be no division in this government. President William Ruto and I talk the same language. We consult, we agree, and we move on. And the president is taking us to the right place. What we are doing and what I'll continue to do is uniting the backyard of President William Ruto in the Mount Kenya region and the Rift Valley.
All right, karibu sana guys if you're joining us. Back to this quote by Gathoni. Now, what did Gathoni say?
Gathoni wa Mushomba. Kwanza hiyo statement umecheza. You know those people are saying the same thing. Now, despite the fact that mnasema ati Ruto wanaongea different scripts. It's different. Kabisa but it's almost the same. Wacheni kusema ati Gachagua ati sijui Ruto anasema opposite na Gachagua. Listen to Ruto vizuri sana. Amesema mtu asiambie watu wa Nyanza ama those who did not elect Ruto that they will not get development. Gachagua alisema the positions of power. Utapata development ndio, lakini mwenye ako in power na mwenye anapewa position ya kufanya hiyo
ni different.
Si wenu.
So script ni ile. Script ni ile. Development mutapata. Development mutapata, but positions of power itaendea shareholders. I like that. Bro, you're such a smart guy. We'll explain fiti. But I want to understand.
So I was telling you about this Gathoni wa Mushomba vile alikuwa anasema about this division that seems to be there. Gathoni wa Mushomba, you remember she was in the past parliament ile ya Jubilee na bado wako kwa hii. You remember the handshake. Gathoni wa Mushomba aliappear in one of the TV stations, local TV stations, and she said in Kikuyu, if you go to my TikTok utapata hiyo clip. It is the last video nilieka. Alisema Gathoni wa Mushomba that she sat in that parliament. Na when the handshake was coming, walikuwa wanaongea na Uhuru. Lakini Uhuru alikuwa anawaambia wachana na Raila. Hakuna kitu kubwa tunafanya, hakuna mahali anaelekea. All this is just to manage Raila. So she is the same person mwenye anasema saa hii the National Dialogue Committee yenye inajaribu kuleta peace kati ya the government and the opposition.
We just say handshake.
The Kikuyus are being told, or the Mount Kenya region is being told, msishinde mkipresent mambo yenyu hapa. Hii ni ya kutupisha Raila mbao.
Really?
And
does she have a point?
She has a point. Of course, if you ask me, Uhuru never wanted Raila as a president. It was just a con game.
It was a long con.
In fact, my content over that year ya campaign 2022, 100% of my content was about how Uhuru was conning Raila. Nikaignoriwa. After election, Babu Owino repeated my words one by one.
It was a long con.
Okay, it was really a long con. And the long con is still on.
Bro, you know,
we have just got into it kwa sababu Gathoni alisema that the fact that they are being told that ini ya kutupisha Raila mbao, she knows that is just the resources tunaharibu huko.
So let us assume, I want us to reason from the other side. Let's assume that the president and his deputy was speaking from different scripts.
Okay.
You know, like many other Kenyans are thinking. Hata watu wa media. So mwona di imeandikwa hapo kwa magazeti. So is it high time? If at all there's a bit of cracks kwa serikali, is it high time that the president reaches out to Raila Odinga, wakae chini pamoja, watafute solid long-term solutions for the stability, for the sake of this country? Is this the perfect time for the president to work with Raila?
First of all, we don't have a problem. As Kenyans, we don't have a problem that they purport to do. to say that we have. Because what is making them to sit there is their own interests. Ukisikiza wale watu wanaenda kupresent huko, kila mtu anavuta side yake, mwingine anavuta side yake. But the real issues zenye zina affect mwananchi wa kawaida hawaziangali. Not in that dialogue and not in the government. Not even when Gachagua is speaking about sijui Mount Kenya and shareholding. You know, we have been made as Mount Kenya or as the people of Kenya to think or to have this perception that only when a person from your tribe amechaguliwa in a certain position, that position is for the tribe.
Impossible.
Swali. Mimi ni Mkikuyu from Mount Kenya. Gachagua is the deputy president from Mount Kenya. Does that naeza kosa kulala njaa juu yeye ni deputy president? Can I go to a supermarket, tell them I am a Kikuyu, I'm a shareholder, give me sugar at a discount? No. So that tells you hii position ya power si ya community. Ni ya mtu na bibi yake, kwa sababu hata mama yake na brothers zake na watu wao kupata ama kusaidika na hiyo pesa yake itakuwa ni bahati. There are many politicians who ambao ni matajiri tunajua, but watu wao
they're languishing in poverty.
Hiyo ni shida. So I'm telling you, they are not facing the real problems zenye sisi tunataka wa solve. Because even if they were to sit there and create a position ya opposition, do whatever they are doing without solving the problems zenye zina face the economy ya Kenya na youths wa leo, we will not have a solution. Because they are solving their personal interests in na wanaacha zile zenye zinaweza to affect, which I would like you to give me just a show at one time to ongele what I think is the solution to the problem of Kenyans, because we are fighting for economic freedom. The same way Haiti is fighting for economic freedom.
Are we in an economic crisis or a political crisis?
It's an economic.
What comes first?
The political crisis is not for Kenyans. It is for the politicians, and they are the ones who are supposed to solve.
But it has but it affects Kenyans.
You know, hata tuki disagree ama to agree in platforms za politics, one thing will unite us. Economy. When the economy is well run, atikwe niko na urahisi wa kuweka pesa kwa mfuko. I don't have a problem who is the president, who is not, how much tax they are taking, as long as I can afford that.
Really it's the
That's
economy.
Why mimi nikiwa maskini kutoka Kayole ama Kariobangi, naenda kwa hoteli napata chai ya maziwa na maji at 10 bob. Wao unaenda hoteli kubwa iko hapa Mombasa Road, sitaki kutaja wasiseme na nini, unauziwa chai the same tea, milk and nini, unauziwa 300.
No matter
the difference between 310. Now you complain is expensive because you can be able. So I think there are 3 things that these governments needs to look at. One, stop domestic borrowing, stop competing with Kenyans in getting loans from the local market. Enda utafuta huko, tutajua vile tutalipa, lakini mimi nikuwe na nguvu. Number 2, stop capital flight. Wanaiba pesa wanapeleka nje, kwa sababu wakiiba tukiambiwa 2 billion inaibiwa kila siku. We cannot see it being replicated in the economy. We cannot see that money. And lastly, stop government competition with Kenyans.
Wow, haya sawa. As we wrap up this conversation, lazima nigusie Mount Kenya politics. In which situation right now, my brother Kim explains, which situation does Mount Kenya find itself, in the sense that Awana a solid party, Jubilee is non-functional squeezy, and we don't feel them on the ground. It's almost as if they have no leadership, no representation, they have no one voice. What does the future of Mount Kenya look like? Especially heading towards 2027 and 2032.
It will take us very many years to get back to the presidency, if that is important. But to me, it is not important, because what is happening, if I can be honest, is the divide and rule concept is now on its play in Mount Kenya. We have so many parties, which no party is okay with the other party. No party is at peace with any other. We are not in position to create our strong party, because we don't have that figure ya unite Mount Kenya. You cannot say that our leader today is President Uhuru Kenyatta, because he is not active in politics. You cannot say it is Gachagua, because Gachagua hata akiongea, everybody is taking him as a joke.
So you're saying the leader cannot be Uhuru, fair enough.
Of course.
But what about the attempts by the deputy president to reach out to Uhuru Kenyatta, anataka consolidate, maybe unite Mount Kenya? Is this a possibility? Maybe he is actually the kingpin. Yendo sasa ata lead Mount Kenya now post 2032. Maybe I don't know how you're looking at this.
It can only be a possibility if what Kadhoni wa Mushomba is what said is what is happening. If it is the con in place, because I don't think there is a big conflict between the two individuals, or between Uhuru and Ruto. Not for now. Even in the past. Even in the past, a president with the nini, unajua president akiapishwa si anaapishwa na constitution na anapewa sword. Hiyo sword haikuangi ya kukata nyama. Ni ya kukata watu wakati amekasirika. Na kukata sheria. You know, anatumia hiyo nini kufanyisha sheria kazi. You know, if the president thinks that another person with all that power is at the wrong side of the law, he can be able to use his powers, use the constitution to try and solve the problem. But we see no attempts apart from blame games. Sasa when it comes to Mount Kenya, I don't think your problem, I'm one who reads from the same script with Gathoni wa Mushomba, though I don't know whether she is genuine or ama anapiga ni politics zake tu. You know me, I'm not a politician, so I don't have a reason to take side ni kuplease ama nikose kukuplease. I don't have a reason, na mtu akinisikiza alafu akasirike na maoni yangu, I simply don't have that control, because if I wanted to be an MP ama political party, ningekufurahisha, lakini sasa sitaki. I want us to have a discussion together, tuambiane serikali nafanya hivi. And that is what we are doing today. What I can tell the people of Mount Kenya, whether they solve their political disputes or not, whoever is in which position or in which party is not our concern as the people. In fact, after every election, no individual who is not a politician holding a political position should have a political party. Because after all, this political party is to run the interest of the party leader and its members. Sometimes even the members become puppets of the party leader. You know how ODM and UD are being run. The members of parliament and the members of the party are puppets of the party leader. When the party leader says yes, you all say yes and stand up. When he says no,
so what does Mount Kenya need? Because you said they don't need a party now. So for Mount Kenya, what we can do,
one,
in 40 seconds.
Yes, I would like so much to have this as this thing of having a political party for the Kikuyus, for the Luos, for who, having their own party, because that is dividing us more than uniting us. My desired situation is that we end this game of believing that political parties are the only things that can represent us in parliament. Sisi wote tupiganie an independent parliament which is non-partisan and that is representing the interest of wananchi, because the economy does not know any party. It doesn't know the ruling party or the opposition. Ikiharibika, tunasafa sisi wote.
Kim, I want to finish like this. One question. We are seeing chances are high kuna venye President William Ruto is having a positive engagement with Raila Odinga. If that is at all true, should Mount Kenya be worried?
Of course we should be worried.
Does it mean moving on towards 2027?
The moment
if at all Ruto anaongea na Raila, does it mean Ruto does not need Mount Kenya come 2027?
First of all, ujue wakishasikizana na Raila, Mount Kenya sijui kama kuna mahali tunaongea tusikike.
Hiyo imeenda hivyo.
Because Raila has always been powerful to agree to disagree.
Ni kitu iko. So Mount Kenya should be worried if Ruto is talking to Raila.
Mount Kenya must be worried. The moment Ruto wanaweza shikana na Raila, ama Ruto ashikane tu na marafiki wa Raila na Raila anyamaze, Mount Kenya is done na tunasahau na politics.
Na hapo ndo tunamaliza hii conversation. Kim Explains. Bro, I've loved it. Najua tumeongea sana. That is Kim's Explains. He's a content producer, big time activist, mambo ya politics and policy, youth and governance. He's big at it. Follow him on social media. Haiti, leo tumeongea story ya Ruto being a puppet to the United States. Is that actually true? We've also talked about Mount Kenya politics. We've talked about Haiti. We've talked about basically governance in our country, Kenya. Thank you so much, Kim.
Karibu sana.
Remember, guys, we are coming back with the Mjadala Koto Public Opinion. Leo, because it's a holiday, I want us to have a light one. Just easy vibes. Unajua saa zingine mapenzi can make you do crazy things. I personally, I have done some of the most regrettable things. Buda nimefanya vitu zingine, Kim. If I think of myself right now, Lord, if somebody recorded a video of me doing those things I did, you guys will laugh at me. Mambo ya mapenzi, it's crazy. Love, anyway, we'll see. I'll tell you. But swali hapa ni, has your partner, your girlfriend or your boyfriend ever made you do something crazy? Buda, yani libidi sasa umevaa hadi umecross dress. Now you're trying to please your girlfriend. You guy, umeenda uka withdraw do yako yote kutoka kwa bank. You went and stole your mother's perfume as a girl, so that you can go and please your boyfriend on a date, so you can smell good. Mara, you went and bought your girlfriend an expensive car for those of us who have money. What is the craziest thing you've ever done for the sake of love? And right now, unasema, Lord, I was such an idiot. Tutongea maneno tukirudi right now. Keep it locked, don't move. I've got some DeVille. Miras.
Nobody can stop reggae. Start your day the MVP way.
Put it out there, bro. When him real.
Bro, nikiwa at my 20s.
Yeah, bro.
My early 20s.
Yeah.
Nilikuwa na mama flani.
Kivu ulikuwa Ben 10?
Yeah.
Rise and shine to positive vibes with the MVP.
Mimi wale walintroduce game ya Ben 10.
I think alikuwa na like dread zako.
Ba, sikuwa nilikuwa na dread, nilikuwa to calculate. Nilikuwa home mbaya. Usinione bro.
Yeah, okay.
Get your fix of conscious talk, personalities and the hottest